Picture this: an entire colony vanishes without a trace, leaving behind only a single word carved into a tree. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just a mystery that has haunted historians for over 400 years. This is just one of the countless enigmas that history has left us, puzzles that defy explanation and challenge everything we think we know about the past. Welcome to a journey through 50 of the most baffling, unexplained historical events that continue to stump experts to this day. From ancient artifacts that seem impossibly advanced to eerie disappearances that defy logic, these mysteries span centuries and continents, each one a tantalizing riddle waiting to be solved. Why do these events still captivate us? Because they remind us that even in our modern world, there are secrets buried in the sands of time, secrets that refuse to give up their truths. So, are you ready to dive into the unknown? Let's uncover the stories behind these enduring mysteries and explore the theories that keep historians, scientists, and enthusiasts debating to this very day. Now turning to the first of our 50 mysteries, we delve into the baffling disappearance of the Roanoke Colony. In the late 16th century, a group of English settlers established a colony on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Led by John White, the colony was meant to be a foothold for England in the New World. But when White returned from a supply trip to England in 1590, he found the colony completely abandoned. The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan carved into a wooden post. This single word has sparked endless speculation. Some believe the settlers integrated with the nearby Croatoan tribe, while others suggest they fell victim to disease, famine, or even hostile forces. More fantastical theories propose supernatural explanations such as curses or alien abductions. Despite centuries of investigation, the fate of the Roanoke colony remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, a haunting reminder of how little we sometimes know about the past. Now turning to the next mystery, we encounter the Voynich Manuscript, a book that has baffled scholars and cryptographers for centuries. Dating back to the 15th century, this enigmatic manuscript is written in an unknown language and filled with bizarre illustrations of plants, astronomical diagrams, and human figures. Discovered in 1912 by a Polish book dealer named Wilfred Voynich, the manuscript has since become one of the most famous unsolved puzzles in history. Despite numerous attempts by experts, including codebreakers from World War II, the text remains undeciphered. Theories about its origins range from an elaborate medieval hoax to a lost language or even an artifact from an alien civilization. Some believe it could be a medical or alchemical text, while others argue it might be a work of fiction or a secret code. The Voynich Manuscript continues to defy explanation, standing as a testament to the enduring allure of historical mysteries. As we move forward, the next event takes us to the ancient world, where another technological marvel challenges our understanding of the past. Now turning to the next mystery, we find ourselves in the ancient world, where a remarkable discovery challenges everything we thought we knew about early technology. The Antikythera Mechanism, often referred to as the world's first analog computer, was discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera in the early 20th century. This intricate device, dating back to around 100 to 200 years before the Common Era, is made up of a complex system of bronze gears and dials. At first glance, it might look like a simple lump of corroded metal, but detailed analysis has revealed its true purpose. It was an astronomical calculator capable of predicting celestial events like eclipses, tracking the cycles of the moon, and even modeling the movements of the planets. The precision of its design is astonishing, with gears that mimic the irregular motions of the moon and other celestial bodies. What makes the Antikythera Mechanism so extraordinary is that it represents a level of technological sophistication that historians once believed was impossible for its time. For centuries, it was assumed that such advanced mechanical knowledge didn't emerge until the Renaissance, over 1,000 years later. Yet here we have evidence that ancient Greek engineers were capable of creating devices that rival the complexity of modern machinery. Theories about its origins suggest it may have been used by scholars or sailors for navigation, or perhaps even as a teaching tool to demonstrate the workings of the cosmos. Some believe it was created by the famous mathematician Archimedes or his followers, though this remains unproven. Regardless of its exact purpose, the Antikythera Mechanism stands as a testament to the ingenuity of ancient civilizations and a reminder that history often holds surprises that defy our expectations. As we move forward, the next event takes us to the high seas, where another eerie mystery awaits. Now turning to the high seas, we encounter one of the most baffling maritime mysteries in history, the Mary Celeste. In December of 1872, this American merchant ship was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean near the Azores. The scene was both eerie and perplexing. The ship was fully intact, with its cargo of alcohol untouched, and even the crew's personal belongings remained undisturbed. Yet not a single soul was on board. The captain, his family, and the entire crew had vanished without a trace. What made the discovery even more unsettling was the lack of any signs of struggle or distress. The ship's lifeboat was missing, suggesting the crew had abandoned the vessel, but there was no evidence of a storm, fire, or collision. The logbook, which was found on board, offered no clues either, with its last entry dated just 10 days before the ship was found. Over the years, countless theories have emerged to explain the disappearance. Some suggest piracy, though nothing was stolen. Others point to natural disasters, such as a waterspout or sudden storm, but the ship showed no damage consistent with such events. More speculative theories propose paranormal activity or even encounters with sea monsters. One of the most plausible explanations involves the cargo of alcohol, which may have released fumes that caused the crew to panic and abandon ship, fearing an explosion. However, this theory, like all others, remains unproven. The Mary Celeste continues to captivate historians and mystery enthusiasts alike, serving as a haunting reminder of how little we sometimes know about the past. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to a remote corner of Siberia, where an unexplained explosion flattened an entire forest. Now turning to the remote wilderness of Siberia, we encounter one of the most dramatic and mysterious events in modern history, the Tunguska Event. On June 30, 1908, a massive explosion rocked the region, flattening an estimated 2,000 square kilometers of forest. The force of the blast was so immense that it was heard hundreds of kilometers away, and the shockwave knocked people off their feet as far as 60 kilometers from the epicenter. Yet, despite the sheer scale of destruction, no crater was ever found. The lack of a crater has puzzled scientists for over a century. The most widely accepted explanation is that the explosion was caused by a meteor or comet entering Earth's atmosphere and disintegrating before it could hit the ground. The resulting airburst would have released energy equivalent to hundreds of atomic bombs, explaining the widespread devastation. However, no fragments of a meteor or comet have ever been conclusively linked to the event, leaving room for doubt and speculation. Over the years, more imaginative theories have emerged. Some suggest the explosion was the result of a UFO crash or an alien weapon test, pointing to reports of strange lights in the sky before the event. Others propose secret experiments, such as a failed test of Nikola Tesla's energy transmission technology or even an early nuclear explosion. While these theories are intriguing, they lack concrete evidence and remain on the fringes of scientific discussion. The Tunguska Event continues to be a subject of intense study and fascination. It serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers posed by objects from space and the mysteries that still lie beyond our understanding. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to a very different kind of phenomenon, a bizarre outbreak of uncontrollable dancing in 16th century Strasbourg. Now turning to the streets of 16th century Strasbourg, we encounter one of the most bizarre and unsettling events in history, the Dancing Plague of 1518. Imagine a scene where hundreds of people, seemingly without reason, began dancing uncontrollably in the streets. This wasn't a celebration or a festival. It was a mysterious phenomenon that lasted for days, leaving the city in chaos and its residents utterly bewildered. The outbreak began in July when a woman named Frau Trophia started dancing in the streets. Within days, dozens more joined her, and by the end of the month, the number had swelled to hundreds. These dancers couldn't stop, even when exhausted or injured. Some danced until they collapsed from exhaustion, and tragically, some even died from heart attacks or strokes. The authorities, desperate to find a solution, built stages and hired musicians, believing that allowing the dancers to dance themselves out of the frenzy might help. But the plague only grew worse. Historians and scientists have long debated the cause of this strange event. One leading theory is mass hysteria, a psychological phenomenon where stress, fear, or anxiety spreads through a group, leading to physical symptoms. Strasbourg at the time was facing severe famine, disease, and social unrest, creating a perfect storm for such an outbreak. Another theory points to ergot poisoning, caused by consuming rye contaminated with a fungus that produces hallucinogenic compounds. This could explain the erratic behavior, as ergotism has been linked to convulsions and delusions in other historical cases. The Dancing Plague of 1518 left a lasting mark on the cultural and medical understanding of mass psychogenic illnesses. It serves as a chilling reminder of how deeply interconnected the mind and body can be, and how societal pressures can manifest in extraordinary ways. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to the ancient world, where the legend of a lost civilization has captivated imaginations for centuries, the lost city of Atlantis. Now turning to the ancient world, we delve into one of the most enduring mysteries of all time, the lost city of Atlantis. First mentioned by the Greek philosopher Plato in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Atlantis was described as a powerful and advanced civilization that existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to Plato, this island nation was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which many believe to be the modern-day Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis was said to be a utopia of unparalleled wealth and technological sophistication, but its people grew arrogant and greedy, leading to their downfall. In a single day and night of catastrophic earthquakes and floods, the entire island was swallowed by the sea, vanishing without a trace. The story of Atlantis has sparked endless fascination and debate. Some scholars argue that Plato's account was purely allegorical, a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris and the impermanence of human achievements. Others, however, believe Atlantis was a real place, and over the centuries, countless theories have emerged about its possible location. Some suggest it was in the Mediterranean, pointing to the volcanic eruption on the island of Thera, now Santorini, as the inspiration for the tale. Others look to the Caribbean, the Azores, or even Antarctica, proposing that Atlantis could have been a highly advanced civilization lost to time. The search for Atlantis has also fueled speculation about its connection to other ancient mysteries, such as the advanced engineering of the Egyptians or the enigmatic ruins of the Minoan civilization. Could Atlantis have been a real place that inspired these legends, or is it simply a myth that continues to capture our imagination? The truth remains elusive, but the story of Atlantis serves as a powerful reminder of humanity's fascination with the unknown and our desire to uncover the secrets of the past. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to the arid plains of Peru, where massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor have puzzled researchers for decades, the Nazca Lines. Now turning to the arid plains of southern Peru, we encounter one of the most visually stunning and enigmatic mysteries of the ancient world, the Nazca Lines. These massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor stretch across nearly 200 square miles of the Nazca Desert, created between 500 B. c. and 500 AD. By the Nazca culture, these intricate designs range from simple geometric shapes to elaborate depictions of animals, plants, and humanoid figures. Some of the most famous images include a hummingbird, a spider, a monkey, and a figure known as the astronaut, which has fueled endless speculation about their origins and purpose. The sheer scale of the Nazca Lines is staggering. Some of the figures stretch over 600 feet in length, and their precision is remarkable, especially considering they were created without the aid of modern technology. The Nazca people likely used simple tools and careful planning to remove the reddish-brown iron oxide-coated pebbles that cover the desert surface, revealing the lighter-colored earth beneath. This technique, combined with the region's dry, windless climate, has allowed the lines to endure for over 2,000 years. But why were these geoglyphs created? Theories abound, ranging from the practical to the fantastical. Some researchers believe the Nazca Lines served as astronomical calendars, aligning with celestial events to mark important dates for agriculture or religious ceremonies. Others suggest they were sacred pathways or offerings to the gods, meant to be seen from above by deities rather than humans. More controversially, some have proposed that the lines were intended as messages or landing sites for extraterrestrial beings, a theory that gained traction in the mid-20th century but lacks substantial evidence. Despite their enduring mystery, the Nazca Lines face significant threats today. Climate change, human activity, and even well-meaning tourists have put these ancient artworks at risk. Efforts to preserve the lines are ongoing, but the challenge lies in balancing accessibility with conservation. As we leave the Nazca Desert behind, our next mystery takes us to a relic that has sparked centuries of debate and devotion, the Shroud of Turin. Now turning to one of the most debated relics in history, we delve into the mystery of the Shroud of Turin. This ancient linen cloth, measuring approximately 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide, bears the faint image of a man who appears to have suffered wounds consistent with crucifixion. For centuries, many have believed it to be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ, making it one of the most revered and controversial artifacts in the world. The shroud first gained widespread attention in the 14th century when it surfaced in Liège, France. However, its origins remain shrouded in mystery. Some claim it dates back to the time of Christ, while others argue it is a medieval creation. The image on the cloth, visible as a faint sepia-toned imprint, shows the front and back of a man with wounds on his hands, feet, and side, as well as marks that resemble a crown of thorns. The level of detail and the anatomical accuracy of the image have fascinated researchers and believers alike. Scientific investigations into the shroud have only deepened the mystery. In the late 1970s, a team of researchers conducted extensive tests, including radiocarbon dating, which initially suggested the shroud originated between 1260 and 1390. This led many to conclude it was a medieval forgery. However, critics of these findings argue that the sample used for testing may have been contaminated or taken from a repaired section of the cloth, skewing the results. Other studies have pointed to the presence of pollen grains and traces of limestone dust that are consistent with the region of Jerusalem, adding fuel to the debate. Theories about how the image was created are just as varied. Some suggest it was produced using a primitive form of photography, while others propose it was the result of a chemical reaction caused by the body's decomposition. More controversially, some believe the image was formed by a burst of radiant energy during the resurrection of Christ. Despite decades of research, no definitive explanation has been found, leaving the shroud's origins and the nature of its image as one of history's greatest enigmas. As we leave the Shroud of Turin behind, our next mystery takes us to a region infamous for its unexplained disappearances, the Bermuda Triangle. Now turning to one of the most infamous regions of the world, we explore the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. This area, stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has long been associated with the unexplained disappearances of ships and aircraft. Over the years, countless vessels and planes have vanished without a trace, leaving behind only speculation and fear. The Bermuda Triangle first captured public attention in the early 20th century, but its legend truly took off in the 1950s and 60s with the disappearance of Flight 19, a group of 5 U.S. Navy bombers in 1945. The planes vanished during a routine training mission, and even the search and rescue aircraft sent to find them disappeared as well. This incident, along with numerous others, has fueled theories ranging from the scientific to the supernatural. Scientifically, several explanations have been proposed to account for the strange occurrences in the Bermuda Triangle. One theory points to magnetic anomalies that could disrupt navigational instruments, leading pilots and sailors astray. Another suggests that large deposits of methane hydrates on the ocean floor could release gas bubbles, reducing the water's density and causing ships to sink without warning. These natural phenomena, while plausible, do not fully explain all the disappearances, leaving room for more speculative ideas. On the more sensational side, some believe the Bermuda Triangle is a hotspot for extraterrestrial activity, with alien abductions or advanced technology causing the vanishings. Others propose that the area is a portal to another dimension or a site of time warps, where ships and planes are transported to another era or reality. While these theories capture the imagination, they lack concrete evidence, keeping the Bermuda Triangle firmly in the realm of mystery. Despite the many theories, the truth behind the Bermuda Triangle remains elusive. Some researchers argue that the number of disappearances in the area is not statistically higher than in other heavily trafficked regions of the ocean, attributing the legend to coincidence and sensationalism. Yet, the stories persist, captivating those who are drawn to the unknown. As we leave the enigmatic waters of the Bermuda Triangle behind, our next mystery takes us to the quiet town of Taos, New Mexico, where a strange and persistent hum has baffled residents and scientists alike. Now turning to the quiet town of Taos, New Mexico, we encounter a mystery that has perplexed both residents and scientists for decades: the Taos hum. This low-frequency sound, often described as a distant engine or a faint vibration, has been reported by a small but persistent group of people in the area since the early 1990s. Unlike typical background noise, the Taos hum is elusive, heard only by certain individuals, and its source remains a mystery to this day. The hum has been the subject of numerous investigations, with researchers exploring a wide range of possible explanations. One theory suggests that the sound could be linked to industrial machinery or infrastructure, such as power lines or underground pipelines, which might produce vibrations detectable by sensitive individuals. However, no definitive source has ever been identified, leaving this theory unproven. Another line of inquiry has focused on psychological or physiological factors. Some scientists propose that the hum could be a form of tinnitus, a condition where individuals perceive sounds that have no external source. Others suggest it might be related to heightened sensitivity to low-frequency sounds, which some people are more attuned to than others. Yet, these explanations fail to account for why the hum is localized to Taos and why only a select group of people can hear it. More speculative theories have also emerged, including the idea that the hum could be caused by natural phenomena, such as seismic activity or atmospheric conditions. Some even suggest it might be linked to extraterrestrial or paranormal activity, though these ideas lack any concrete evidence. Despite decades of research, the Taos hum remains unexplained. Its mysterious nature has made it a subject of fascination and frustration, with those who hear it often describing it as both intriguing and unsettling. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to the stars, where a strange signal from deep space has left scientists scratching their heads. Now turning to the vast expanse of space, we encounter one of the most intriguing mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, the WOW. Signal detected on August 15, 1977 by the Big Ear radio telescope at Ohio State University. This powerful radio signal lasted for 72 seconds and came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. What made this signal so remarkable was its intensity and the fact that it matched the expected characteristics of a potential extraterrestrial transmission. The signal was so extraordinary that astronomer Jerry Amon, who first noticed it on the printed data, circled it in red ink and wrote "Wow" next to it, giving the phenomenon its iconic name. The WOW signal appeared to be narrowband, meaning it was concentrated at a specific frequency, which is unusual for natural cosmic sources. This led to widespread speculation that it could be evidence of intelligent life attempting to communicate across the cosmos. However, despite its tantalizing nature, the origin of the WOW signal remains a mystery. Some scientists argue that it could have been caused by a natural astronomical event, such as a comet or a passing satellite reflecting radio waves. Others suggest it might have been a one-time burst of energy from a distant star or galaxy. Yet, none of these explanations fully account for the signal's unique characteristics, leaving the possibility of an extraterrestrial origin open to debate. What makes the WOW signal even more puzzling is that no similar signal has ever been detected since, despite numerous attempts to scan the same region of space. This has led some to question whether it was a fleeting anomaly or a deliberate message that we simply failed to recognize in time. As we continue our journey through the unexplained, the WOW signal stands as a reminder of how much we still have to learn about the universe and the potential for life beyond our planet. Next, we delve into a chilling mystery from the Ural Mountains, where a group of hikers met a tragic and inexplicable fate. Now turning to a chilling and deeply mysterious event, we explore the Dyatlov Pass Incident, a tragedy that has baffled investigators and historians for decades. In January 1959, a group of 9 experienced hikers led by Igor Dyatlov set out on a trek through the Ural Mountains in Russia. Their goal was to reach a peak known as Otorten, but none of them would return alive. When the hikers failed to check in as planned, a search party was sent to find them. What they discovered was both shocking and inexplicable. The hikers' tent was found torn open from the inside, as if they had fled in a panic. Footprints leading away from the tent suggested they had run barefoot or in socks despite the freezing temperatures. Over the following weeks, the bodies of the hikers were found scattered across the area, some with severe injuries, including fractured skulls and broken ribs. One hiker was even missing her tongue. Adding to the mystery, some of the hikers' clothing showed traces of radiation, and one body was found wearing clothing that appeared to have been cut from another hiker's garments. The official investigation concluded that the hikers had died from a compelling natural force, but this vague explanation only deepened the mystery. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged to explain what happened that night. Some suggest an avalanche forced the hikers to flee their tent, while others point to infrasound, low-frequency sound waves that can cause panic and disorientation. More speculative theories include military experiments, alien encounters, or even an attack by local indigenous people. Despite extensive research and multiple investigations, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains unsolved. The bizarre circumstances surrounding the hikers' deaths continue to spark debate and inspire countless documentaries, books, and theories. As we move forward, this haunting mystery serves as a stark reminder of how nature and the unknown can intersect in ways that defy explanation. Next, we turn our attention to an ancient artifact that has puzzled archaeologists for centuries, the Baghdad Battery. Now turning to an ancient artifact that has sparked both fascination and debate, we delve into the mystery of the Baghdad Battery. Discovered in the 1930s near Baghdad, Iraq, these peculiar clay jars date back to the Parthian or Sasanian period around 2,000 years ago. Each jar consists of a clay vessel, a copper cylinder, and an iron rod, leading some researchers to believe they may have functioned as primitive batteries. The idea that these jars could generate electricity has captivated historians and scientists alike. If true, this would suggest that ancient civilizations possessed a level of technological sophistication far beyond what we typically attribute to them. Some theories propose that the Baghdad batteries were used for electroplating, a process that coats objects with a thin layer of metal using an electric current. This could explain the presence of gilded artifacts from the same era. However, not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue that the jars may have had a more mundane purpose, such as storing scrolls or serving as containers for religious rituals. The lack of wires or other components typically associated with electrical devices has also fueled doubts about their true function. Despite the ongoing debate, the Baghdad battery remains a compelling example of how ancient technology continues to challenge our understanding of history. Whether they were used for practical purposes, religious ceremonies, or something entirely different, these artifacts remind us that the past is full of surprises waiting to be uncovered. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to the rugged landscapes of Nova Scotia, where the legend of the Oak Island money pit has captivated treasure hunters for centuries. Now turning to the enigmatic tale of the Oak Island money pit, we find ourselves in the dense forests of Nova Scotia, where a centuries-old treasure hunt has captured the imagination of adventurers and historians alike. The story begins in the late 1700s when a young boy named Daniel Maginnis discovered a peculiar depression in the ground, surrounded by signs of human activity. Intrigued, he and his friends began to dig, uncovering layers of logs and mysterious markings that hinted at something extraordinary buried below. As the excavation deepened, the pit revealed a series of intricate booby traps, including flood tunnels designed to fill the shaft with seawater. These traps have thwarted countless attempts to reach the bottom, leading many to believe that the money pit was constructed to protect something of immense value. Theories about what lies hidden range from pirate treasure, such as the lost loot of Captain Kidd, to religious artifacts like the Ark of the Covenant or even the Holy Grail. Over the years, numerous expeditions have been launched, each one uncovering tantalizing clues but ultimately failing to solve the mystery. From ancient coins and fragments of parchment to strange stone inscriptions, the evidence has only deepened the intrigue. Yet, despite advances in technology and countless hours of effort, the Oak Island money pit remains one of history's most enduring puzzles. Why has this treasure eluded discovery for so long? Some believe the pit is a cleverly designed decoy, while others think it may be part of a larger, more complex system of tunnels and chambers. Whatever the truth, the Oak Island money pit continues to draw treasure hunters and dreamers, each hoping to uncover the secrets buried beneath its soil. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to the shadowy streets of 1940s Los Angeles, where the gruesome murder of Elizabeth Short, known as the Black Dahlia, remains one of the most chilling unsolved crimes in history. Now turning to the chilling case of the Zodiac Killer, we step into the dark and unsettling world of one of America's most infamous unsolved mysteries. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Zodiac Killer terrorized Northern California, leaving a trail of fear, cryptic messages, and unanswered questions in his wake. The Zodiac's reign of terror began with a series of brutal murders, but what truly set him apart was his taunting communication with the public and law enforcement. He sent letters to local newspapers, often accompanied by cryptic ciphers, claiming responsibility for the killings and threatening more violence. Some of these ciphers have been solved, revealing chilling messages, while others remain unsolved to this day, adding to the enigma of his identity. The killer's letters were filled with bizarre symbols, riddles, and even a demand that his messages be published on the front pages of newspapers. He signed his letters with a crosshair-like symbol, which became his infamous signature. Despite his brazenness, the Zodiac was never caught, and his true identity remains one of the greatest mysteries in criminal history. Over the years, numerous suspects have been investigated, from local criminals to individuals with suspicious connections to the crimes. Yet none have been definitively linked to the Zodiac's actions. The case has inspired countless theories, books, and films, but the truth continues to elude investigators. What makes the Zodiac Killer case so enduringly fascinating is not just the brutality of the crimes, but the killer's ability to manipulate and taunt authorities while remaining hidden in plain sight. His cryptic messages and the unsolved ciphers have become a puzzle that continues to captivate amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to the medieval legend of the Green Children of Woolpit, a strange and otherworldly tale that has puzzled historians for centuries. Now turning to the medieval legend of the Green Children of Woolpit, we step into a tale that feels as though it belongs more to the realm of folklore than history. Yet, this strange and enduring mystery has been documented in historical records, leaving us to wonder what truly happened in the small English village of Woolpit during the 12th century. According to the accounts, two children with green-tinted skin suddenly appeared in the village, speaking an unknown language and wearing unfamiliar clothing. The villagers were baffled by their appearance and behavior. The children refused to eat any food offered to them at first, but eventually they began to consume beans, which seemed to sustain them. Over time, their green hue faded and they adapted to their new surroundings. As the children learned to speak English, they shared a bizarre story. They claimed to have come from a place called St. Martin's Land, a subterranean world where the sun never shone and everything was bathed in a perpetual twilight. They described following their livestock into a cave, only to emerge in Woolpit disoriented and lost. Theories about the Green Children's origins have ranged from the fantastical to the plausible. Some suggest they were extraterrestrial beings accidentally stranded on Earth. Others propose they were Flemish immigrants, possibly orphaned during a period of conflict, their green skin a result of malnutrition or a condition like chlorosis. There are even theories that the story is a symbolic allegory, representing the clash between cultures or the transition from paganism to Christianity. The legend of the Green Children has left a lasting cultural impact, inspiring literature, art, and even modern interpretations in science fiction. It serves as a reminder of how history and myth often intertwine, leaving us with stories that challenge our understanding of the past. As we move forward, our next mystery takes us to the ancient stone spheres of Costa Rica, where another enigmatic artifact awaits our exploration. Now turning to the ancient stone spheres of Costa Rica, we find ourselves faced with yet another historical enigma that continues to baffle researchers and archaeologists. Scattered across the Diquis Delta and on Isla del Coño, these perfectly round stone spheres, some weighing several tons, have puzzled experts for decades. Their precision and sheer size raise questions about the technological capabilities of the pre-Columbian societies that created them. The spheres, known locally as Los Bolas, were crafted by the Diquis culture, which thrived in the region between approximately 300 and 1500 CE. The process of creating these spheres involved shaping large boulders into near-perfect spheres using stone tools, a feat that required remarkable skill and patience. The largest of these spheres measures over 2 meters in diameter, and their surfaces are often smooth to the touch, showcasing the artisan's meticulous craftsmanship. Theories about their purpose are as varied as they are intriguing. Some researchers believe the spheres served as astronomical markers, aligned with celestial bodies to track seasons or significant astronomical events. Others suggest they were symbols of power and status, placed near important structures or along pathways to signify the authority of local leaders. There are even theories that the spheres held spiritual or religious significance, possibly representing celestial bodies or serving as offerings to deities. Despite their cultural and historical importance, the stone spheres face significant challenges in preservation. Many have been moved from their original locations, either by looters or during agricultural development, disrupting their archaeological context. Efforts to protect and study these artifacts are ongoing, but the lack of written records from the Dikwis culture makes it difficult to fully understand their significance. The mystery of the stone spheres of Costa Rica reminds us of the ingenuity and creativity of ancient civilizations. As we continue our journey through history's greatest enigmas, our next stop takes us to the lost colony of Greenland, where the fate of Norse settlers remains shrouded in mystery. Now turning to the lost colony of Greenland, we delve into one of history's most enduring mysteries, the sudden disappearance of the Norse settlers who once thrived in this icy landscape. Established around the late 10th century, the Norse settlements in Greenland were part of a larger Viking expansion across the North Atlantic. For centuries, these settlers built farms, churches, and even a cathedral, creating a thriving community in one of the world's harshest environments. Yet, by the mid-15th century, the colonies had vanished, leaving behind only ruins and unanswered questions. Theories about their disappearance are as varied as they are compelling. One leading explanation points to the onset of the Little Ice Age, a period of cooling that began in the 14th century. As temperatures dropped, the already challenging Greenlandic climate became even more inhospitable. Crops failed, livestock struggled to survive, and the sea ice expanded, making trade with Europe increasingly difficult. Some historians argue that these environmental pressures forced the Norse to abandon their settlements in search of more favorable conditions. Another theory suggests that conflicts with the indigenous Inuit people may have played a role. While the Norse and Inuit initially coexisted, tensions could have escalated as resources became scarcer. Evidence of violence or competition over hunting grounds remains scarce, but the possibility of such conflicts cannot be ruled out. A third theory proposes that the Norse settlers may have chosen to return to Europe. By the 15th century, Greenland's isolation and declining trade with Norway made life increasingly unsustainable. Some researchers believe that the settlers may have gradually migrated back to Iceland or Scandinavia, leaving their Greenlandic homes behind. Despite these theories, the fate of the Norse settlers remains a mystery. Archaeological evidence provides glimpses into their lives, but the lack of written records from the colony's final years leaves many questions unanswered. Why did they leave so abruptly? Did they perish, or did they find a new home elsewhere? The lost colony of Greenland stands as a haunting reminder of the fragility of human settlements in the face of environmental and social challenges. As we continue our exploration of history's greatest enigmas, our next stop takes us to the Phaistos Disc, an ancient artifact covered in undeciphered symbols that has puzzled scholars for over a century. Now turning to the Phaistos Disc, we uncover one of archaeology's most baffling artifacts. Discovered in 1908 in the ancient Minoan palace of Phaistos on the island of Crete, this clay disc is covered on both sides with a spiral of mysterious symbols. Dating back to the 2nd millennium before the Common Era, the disc features 45 unique symbols arranged in groups that seem to form words or phrases. Yet, despite over a century of study, no one has been able to decipher its meaning or determine its purpose. Theories about the Phaistos disc are as intriguing as they are varied. Some scholars believe it may have been a religious artifact, perhaps a prayer or hymn dedicated to a deity. The symbols could represent a sacred text meant to be read or chanted during rituals. Others suggest it might have been a game, with the symbols serving as instructions or a scoring system. The disc's circular shape and spiral arrangement lend themselves to this idea, as they could mimic the movement of game pieces. Another compelling theory is that the Phaistos disc was a calendar or an astronomical tool. The symbols might encode information about the seasons, celestial events, or agricultural cycles, helping the Minoans plan their activities. This theory is supported by the disc's intricate design, which could reflect the Minoans' advanced understanding of astronomy and timekeeping. Despite these theories, the Phaistos disk remains an enigma. The symbols do not match any known writing system, and attempts to link them to Linear A or Linear B, other ancient scripts from Crete, have failed. Some researchers even speculate that the disk could be a hoax, though its age and the context of its discovery make this unlikely. What makes the Phaistos disk so fascinating is not just its mystery, but what it reveals about the Minoan civilization. The disk is a testament to their creativity, ingenuity, and perhaps their desire to communicate something profound. Yet, until the symbols are deciphered, we can only guess at its true meaning. As we move forward in our journey through history's greatest mysteries, our next stop takes us to the Black Dahlia murder, a gruesome and unsolved crime that continues to captivate and horrify. Now turning to the Black Dahlia murder, we delve into one of the most infamous and chilling unsolved crimes in American history. In January 1947, the body of Elizabeth Short, a young aspiring actress, was discovered in a vacant lot in Los Angeles. The crime scene was horrifying. Short's body had been severed in half, and her face bore a grotesque ear-to-ear smile. The brutality of the murder, coupled with the media's sensational coverage, turned the case into a national obsession. Elizabeth Short, who became known as the Black Dahlia due to her dark hair and the dahlia flowers she often wore, was a woman with dreams of stardom. Her life, however, was marked by hardship and instability. When her body was found, the investigation quickly became a media circus, with newspapers publishing graphic details and speculating wildly about her personal life. This intense scrutiny not only sensationalized the case but also complicated the police's efforts to solve it. Over the years, dozens of suspects were investigated, ranging from jealous lovers to serial killers. One of the most prominent suspects was Dr. George Hodel, a physician with a dark past who was later implicated by his own son, a retired detective. However, despite compelling circumstantial evidence, no definitive proof linked Hodel or any other suspect to the crime. The lack of physical evidence, combined with the passage of time, has left the case shrouded in mystery. What makes the Black Dahlia murder so enduringly fascinating is not just the gruesome nature of the crime, but the unanswered questions it raises. Why was Elizabeth Short targeted? Was her killer someone she knew or a random predator? And why, despite decades of investigation and countless theories, has the case remained unsolved? As we continue our exploration of history's greatest mysteries, the Black Dahlia murder stands as a haunting reminder of the limits of justice and the enduring power of unsolved crimes to captivate our imaginations. Next, we turn to a lighter yet equally puzzling historical event: the Great Emu War, a bizarre conflict that unfolded in Australia in the early 20th century. Now turning to the Great Emu War, we step into one of the most peculiar and humorous chapters in Australian history. In the year 1932, farmers in Western Australia found themselves in an unexpected battle, not against human adversaries but against emus, the large, flightless birds native to the region. The conflict arose during a period of economic hardship as farmers struggled to cultivate their lands in the aftermath of World War I. The emus, drawn to the fertile farmland, began to wreak havoc, destroying crops and damaging property. Desperate for a solution, the farmers turned to the government for help, and what followed was a military intervention that would go down in history as both bizarre and ineffective. The Australian government, responding to the farmers' pleas, deployed soldiers armed with machine guns to combat the emu population, led by Major G.P. W. Meredith. The military operation began with high hopes of quickly resolving the issue. However, the emus proved to be far more formidable opponents than anticipated. The birds, with their speed and agility, easily evaded the soldiers' attempts to shoot them. The operation quickly descended into chaos, with the emus scattering in all directions and the soldiers struggling to maintain control. After several days of fruitless efforts, the military withdrew, having achieved little more than a few dozen emu casualties. The Great Emu War, as it came to be known, was widely ridiculed in the press, with newspapers mocking the government's inability to handle what many saw as a trivial problem. Yet, beneath the humor lies a deeper question. Why did such a seemingly absurd conflict occur in the first place? Some historians argue that the Emu War highlights the challenges of human-wildlife conflict, particularly in regions where agriculture and natural habitats overlap. Others see it as a reflection of the broader struggles faced by Australian farmers during the Great Depression, when even the smallest setbacks could have devastating consequences. What makes the Great Emu War so intriguing is not just its absurdity, but the way it underscores the unpredictable nature of history. It serves as a reminder that even the most serious efforts can sometimes lead to unexpected and humorous outcomes. As we continue our journey through history's most puzzling events, the Great Emu War stands as a testament to the strange and often inexplicable ways in which humans interact with the world around them. Next, we explore another mystery of the natural world, the bloop, a mysterious underwater sound that has baffled scientists for decades. Now turning to the bloop, we dive into one of the ocean's most baffling mysteries. In the summer of 1997, a powerful and ultra-low-frequency sound was detected by underwater microphones operated by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This sound, which came to be known as the bloop, was so loud that it was heard by sensors over 3,000 miles apart. Described as a deep, rumbling noise, the bloop captured the imagination of scientists and the public alike, sparking a wave of speculation about its origins. At first, the sheer intensity of the bloop led some to theorize that it could have been produced by a massive, unknown sea creature. The idea of a colossal beast lurking in the depths of the ocean, far larger than any known animal, was both thrilling and terrifying. However, as researchers analyzed the sound further, they began to consider more plausible explanations. One leading theory suggests that the bloop was caused by the fracturing of icebergs, a phenomenon known as icequakes. When large chunks of ice break off from glaciers or icebergs, they can produce powerful, low-frequency sounds that travel vast distances underwater. Despite this explanation, the bloop continues to intrigue because of its unique characteristics. Unlike typical icequake sounds, the bloop had a distinct pattern that didn't perfectly match known recordings of ice fracturing. This discrepancy has kept the door open for alternative theories, including the possibility of undiscovered marine life or even geological activity deep beneath the ocean floor. The mystery of the bloop is further compounded by the fact that no similar sound has been detected since, leaving scientists with more questions than answers. What makes the bloop so fascinating is not just the sound itself, but what it represents: the vast, uncharted depths of our oceans. Even with modern technology, much of the underwater world remains a mystery, and the bloop serves as a reminder of how little we truly know about the planet's most unexplored frontier. As we continue our exploration of history's greatest enigmas, the bloop stands as a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. Next, we venture into the legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine, a tale of treasure, tragedy, and unsolved riddles. Now turning to the legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine, we step into a tale of adventure, danger, and unsolved mystery. Nestled in Arizona's rugged Superstition Mountains, this fabled mine has lured treasure hunters for over a century with promises of untold riches. The story begins with Jacob Waltz, a German immigrant nicknamed the Dutchman, who allegedly discovered the mine in the late 19th century. According to legend, Waltz revealed the mine's location on his deathbed, but his cryptic clues have only deepened the mystery. Over the years, countless treasure seekers have ventured into the Superstition Mountains, driven by dreams of gold and glory. Yet, the mine has remained elusive, and many who have searched for it have met tragic fates. Some have disappeared without a trace, while others have been found dead under mysterious circumstances. These eerie incidents have fueled speculation that the mine is cursed or protected by supernatural forces. The terrain itself adds to the challenge. The Superstition Mountains are a harsh and unforgiving landscape with treacherous cliffs, scorching heat, and hidden dangers. Even with modern technology, the mine has never been definitively located. Some believe it was a fabrication, a story spun by Waltz to protect his secret. Others think the mine was real but has since been buried by natural disasters or deliberately concealed. What makes the Lost Dutchman's gold mine so captivating is not just the promise of treasure, but the enduring mystery surrounding it. It represents the human desire to uncover hidden truths and the lengths we will go to in pursuit of the unknown. As we continue our journey through history's greatest enigmas, the Lost Dutchman's gold mine reminds us that some secrets may never be fully revealed. Next, we delve into the disappearance of Flight 19, a chilling mystery that has puzzled investigators for decades. Now turning to the chilling mystery of Flight 19, we enter one of the most baffling cases in aviation history. On December 5, 1945, 5 United States Navy bombers vanished without a trace during a routine training mission over the Bermuda Triangle. The flight, consisting of 14 crew members, took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but never returned. What began as a standard exercise quickly turned into a nightmare as the pilots reported strange compass readings and an inability to determine their location. Despite extensive search efforts, no wreckage or remains were ever found, leaving the fate of Flight 19 shrouded in mystery. Theories about what happened to the bombers range from the plausible to the extraordinary. Some experts believe that navigational errors, combined with the treacherous weather conditions common in the Bermuda Triangle, led the pilots off course and into the vast Atlantic Ocean. Others point to mechanical failures, suggesting that the aircraft may have run out of fuel or experienced critical malfunctions. However, the most intriguing theories involve the supernatural. The Bermuda Triangle has long been associated with unexplained phenomena, from magnetic anomalies to alleged alien activity. Could Flight 19 have fallen victim to one of these mysterious forces? Adding to the enigma is the disappearance of a search and rescue plane sent to locate the bombers. This plane, carrying 13 crew members, also vanished without a trace, deepening the sense of unease surrounding the case. Over the years, numerous investigations have been conducted, but no definitive answers have emerged. The disappearance of Flight 19 remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle, a puzzle that continues to captivate and unsettle. What makes this case so compelling is not just the loss of life, but the sheer unpredictability of the events. It serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of the unknown and the limits of human understanding. As we move forward in our exploration of history's greatest enigmas, the disappearance of Flight 19 stands as a haunting testament to the mysteries that still lie beyond our grasp. Next, we examine the controversial crystal skulls, artifacts that have sparked debates about their origins and authenticity. Now turning to the enigmatic crystal skulls, we delve into a mystery that has fascinated archaeologists, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike. These intricately carved skulls, made from clear or milky quartz, have been the subject of intense debate since their discovery. Claimed to be ancient artifacts, they are said to possess mystical powers and connections to lost civilizations. But are they genuine relics of the past or elaborate hoaxes designed to deceive? The most famous of these skulls is the Mitchell Hedges skull, discovered in the early 20th century by adventurer Frederick Mitchell Hedges. According to legend, it was found in the ruins of a Mayan city in Belize. The skull is renowned for its flawless craftsmanship, with a detachable jawbone and intricate details that seem almost impossible to achieve with ancient tools. However, skeptics argue that the skull's origins are far from clear. Some researchers believe it was crafted in the 19th or early 20th century, using modern tools that were unavailable to ancient Mesoamerican cultures. The debate over the crystal skull's authenticity has only deepened over time. While some claim they are evidence of advanced ancient technology or even extraterrestrial influence, others point to evidence suggesting they are modern creations. Scientific analysis has revealed that many of the skulls show signs of being carved with rotary tools, which were not used by ancient civilizations. This has led many experts to conclude that the skulls are likely the work of skilled artisans from the 19th or 20th centuries, rather than relics of a bygone era. Despite the skepticism, the crystal skulls continue to captivate the imagination. They have been linked to various legends, including claims of healing powers, psychic abilities, and connections to the lost city of Atlantis. Some even believe they hold the key to unlocking ancient knowledge or predicting future events. Whether they are genuine artifacts or clever forgeries, the crystal skulls remain a symbol of humanity's fascination with the unknown and our desire to uncover the secrets of the past. As we move forward in our exploration of history's greatest mysteries, the crystal skulls remind us that not all enigmas are easily solved. They challenge us to question what we know and to consider the possibility that some mysteries may never be fully understood. Next, we revisit the Tunguska Event, examining new perspectives and theories about one of the most explosive mysteries in history. Now turning to the Tunguska Event, we revisit one of the most explosive mysteries in history. On June 30th, 1908, a massive explosion rocked the remote forests of Siberia, flattening an estimated 2,000 square kilometers of trees. The blast was so powerful that it was heard hundreds of kilometers away, and its shockwave circled the globe twice. Yet, despite its immense scale, no crater was ever found, leaving scientists puzzled for over a century. Recent scientific investigations have shed new light on this enigmatic event. While the leading theory has long been that a meteor or comet caused the explosion, researchers have uncovered intriguing details that challenge this explanation. For instance, studies of the blast pattern suggest that the object may have disintegrated in the atmosphere before hitting the ground, creating an airburst rather than an impact. This would explain the absence of a crater and the widespread devastation. Alternative theories have also emerged, adding layers of intrigue to the mystery. Some scientists propose that the explosion could have been caused by a natural gas eruption or even a small black hole passing through Earth. Others speculate about more unconventional explanations, such as the involvement of extraterrestrial technology or secret military experiments. While these ideas remain speculative, they highlight the enduring fascination with the Tunguska Event and the questions it raises about our understanding of natural phenomena. What makes this event particularly captivating is its combination of scale and mystery. The Tunguska explosion remains the largest impact event in recorded history, yet its exact cause remains elusive. Researchers continue to study the site, using advanced technology to analyze soil samples, tree rings, and other evidence in hopes of uncovering new clues. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding what happened that fateful day, but the event also serves as a reminder of how much we still have to learn about the forces that shape our world. As we reflect on the Tunguska Event, it stands as a testament to the power of nature and the limits of human knowledge. It challenges us to keep exploring, questioning, and seeking answers, even when the truth seems just out of reach. Next, we return to the Voynich Manuscript, where modern technology is unlocking new possibilities in the quest to decode one of history's most perplexing texts. Now turning to the Voynich Manuscript, we revisit one of history's most baffling enigmas. This mysterious book, written in an unknown language and filled with bizarre illustrations, has puzzled scholars for centuries. Discovered in the early 20th century, the manuscript's origins and purpose remain shrouded in mystery. But with the advent of modern technology, researchers are making new strides in unraveling its secrets. Recent attempts to decode the Voynich Manuscript have leveraged the power of artificial intelligence. Advanced algorithms have been used to analyze the text's patterns, comparing them to known languages and scripts. While some progress has been made, the manuscript's unique structure continues to defy interpretation. One theory suggests that the text might be a form of encoded information, possibly a cipher or an invented language. Others propose that it could be a medieval hoax designed to deceive or entertain. Despite these efforts, the manuscript's true meaning remains elusive. Theories about its origins are just as varied. Some researchers believe it was created by a medieval scholar or alchemist, possibly as a guide to herbal medicine or astrology. The manuscript's intricate illustrations of plants, celestial charts, and human figures lend credence to this idea. However, others argue that it could be the work of an unknown culture or even an extraterrestrial source, given its seemingly otherworldly content. The lack of historical records referencing the manuscript only deepens the mystery. What makes the Voynich manuscript so captivating is its combination of beauty and inscrutability. Its pages are filled with delicate drawings and flowing script, yet their meaning is utterly inaccessible. This paradox has inspired countless theories, from the plausible to the fantastical. Each new attempt to decode it, whether through artificial intelligence or traditional scholarship, brings us closer to understanding, but also reminds us of the limits of our knowledge. As we continue to explore the Voynich manuscript, it stands as a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. It challenges us to think creatively, to question assumptions, and to embrace the possibility that some mysteries may never be fully solved. Next, we delve into the Dyatlov Pass Incident, where new evidence is shedding light on one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Now turning to the Dyatlov Pass Incident, we revisit one of the most chilling and perplexing mysteries of the 20th century. In January 1959, 9 experienced hikers ventured into the Ural Mountains in Russia, only to meet a tragic and unexplained end. When search teams finally located their campsite weeks later, they found a scene that defied logic. The tent had been torn open from the inside, as if the hikers had fled in a panic. Their bodies were discovered scattered across the snowy landscape, some with severe injuries, others barely clothed despite the freezing temperatures. The official investigation concluded that an unknown compelling force had caused their deaths, but this explanation only deepened the mystery. Recent investigations have brought new evidence to light, reigniting interest in this haunting case. Forensic experts have revisited the injuries sustained by the hikers, suggesting that some of the trauma could have been caused by an avalanche. However, this theory doesn't fully explain why the hikers left their tent without proper clothing, or why some of the injuries appeared to be consistent with high-impact force, such as those caused by a powerful explosion. Additionally, traces of radiation were found on some of the hikers' clothing, adding another layer of intrigue to the puzzle. Alternative theories abound, ranging from the plausible to the extraordinary. Some researchers propose that the hikers may have encountered a military experiment gone wrong, given the region's history of secretive testing during the Cold War. Others suggest that infrasound low-frequency sound waves that can induce panic and disorientation might have played a role. More speculative theories even point to extraterrestrial encounters or paranormal activity, fueled by reports of strange lights in the sky around the time of the incident. What makes the Dyatlov Pass incident so enduringly fascinating is the sheer number of unanswered questions. Why did the hikers abandon their tent in such a hurry? What caused their injuries, and why were some of them found in such bizarre conditions? The lack of definitive answers has turned this tragedy into a magnet for speculation, inspiring documentaries, books, and countless online discussions. As we continue to examine the Dyatlov Pass incident, it serves as a stark reminder of how little we sometimes know about the forces of nature and perhaps even the unknown. It challenges us to confront the limits of our understanding and to grapple with the possibility that some mysteries may never be fully resolved. Next, we'll explore the conclusion of our journey through 50 unexplained historical events, reflecting on the enduring allure of the unknown and the questions that continue to captivate us. Now turning to the conclusion of our journey through 50 unexplained historical events, we reflect on the enduring allure of the unknown. From the vanishing Roanoke Colony to the cryptic Voynich Manuscript, from the eerie Dyatlov Pass Incident to the enigmatic Bermuda Triangle, these mysteries have captivated our imaginations and challenged our understanding of history. Each event, shrouded in unanswered questions, reminds us that the past is not always as clear-cut as we might think. Despite centuries of research, advanced technology, and countless theories, these puzzles remain unsolved, continuing to spark debates and inspire curiosity. What makes these mysteries so compelling is not just their unsolved nature, but the way they invite us to explore the boundaries of human knowledge. They remind us that history is not just a collection of facts, but a tapestry woven with threads of uncertainty, wonder, and possibility. Whether it's the strange disappearance of Flight 19, the baffling Tunguska Event, or the haunting story of the Mary Celeste, these events challenge us to question, to investigate, and to dream. As we wrap up this exploration, we invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these mysteries fascinates you the most? Do you have a theory about what really happened at Dyatlov Pass or the true purpose of the Antikythera Mechanism? Let's keep the conversation going and continue unraveling these historical enigmas together. If you enjoyed this journey through the unexplained, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new exploration into the mysteries of our world. There's so much more to discover, and we can't wait to dive into the next chapter with you. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, some of the greatest stories are the ones that remain untold.